This is what is this is the challenges that you face, and the Five of Pentacles being the struggle is it makes sense. It's a struggle right now, especially with the Five of Cups. If you're looking a lot at what is not there, what's missing, what is lacking, perhaps even. And this relationship is struggling. You guys are both struggling in this relationship, but there's determination to make things work. I feel there's some determination to get some things working. But brought you two together obviously has a lot to do with, having similar feelings, or, you guys mirror each other in a very big way. The Two of Cups can indicate. It's just that there's some things that's hard to let go of. Some things that may have been lost. And I think everybody's trying to, change the dial, if that makes sense, and look at a positive situation and in this relationship. So we're gonna read the affirmation for reveal your truth and see yourself in nature. Okay, so let's go. Reveal your truth. When we were born, excuse me. when we were born, your soul shone bright. As you grew, you were taught of right and wrong. You were taught how to think, how to live, how to believe in a way that makes you fear to say no. To disagree is to risk alienation from family and society, and so you hide your truth. Your true truth and feelings behind a mask. That mask hides your light. Cast it aside. Embrace and live your truth and let your soul shine once more. Now let's go ahead and read. See yourself in nature. You were born of man and woman, but humanity is born of the natural world. Now is the time to reconnect. Look out into the natural world. Explore your world and you'll see who you are. Peel away all judgment and dogma, born of man, and see your truest nature mirrored in the beautiful world, mirrored in the beautiful world around you. See that your emotions are like the weather, and that your senses reach into the sky and earth like the branches and roots of a tree. See yourself in nature, and nature within yourself. Yes, yes, yes. Sorry about that, guys. But yes, see what I'm saying? You are part of the natural world. You're a part of this beautiful green that we call Gaia, and it's important to reconnect ourselves with the world by being ourselves. Right? It's the only way, and I think that's the part of it that we find ourselves that's missing a lot of the times. There's a piece of ourselves that is not shared. That even maybe you've lost with someone else, but that's rediscovering who you are. And I think this person's coming in to help you to rediscover yourself, because there's a lot of this newness here. There's new beginnings here, and it starts by, interacting with people helps to show us how who we are, so we can be that. And I think it's going to help the other person as well. Mirrored energy, okay, with that Two of Cups there. Going into this relationship, since this is usually my clients, I usually read this side, guys, as you, Leo, but you guys are allowed to kind of go into this side if this side doesn't resonate at all, okay? But this person here, Leo, possibly you, is going into this relationship seeing the potential of something sweet, something romantic, nothing too heavy, but like it's a small step towards emotional, to being open and emotional, if that makes sense. Like, this is about, going in and, being a little vulnerable. Every time you get to this person, every time you talk to this person, there's an opportunity to be a little bit more vulnerable. But it's a start to something, or, sweet, something romantic, something. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can also indicate that this is a kindling of one's desires. Like, you're trying to cultivate your own personal desires, like what it is that you want. Some of you guys, this is like a beginning, a small beginning towards love, a small beginning towards expression and in relating to people as far as feelings go. It's a small little olive branch. And for this other person, it's the Seven of Cups. Now, they may see an opportunity here, and they may see that there's a lot of things that they can decide from regarding this relationship, meaning like they have options as to what they would rather do with this relationship. Some of them, I feel like they take this is too good to be true, but they also have this very fantasy kind of energy about them because of the Six of Cups being where they are, how they're presenting themselves. Now, it's almost like this person kind of mirrors an old person that you know, or they're acting very innocent and very dreamy and whimsical, and they're not really realistic in the sense because, you know, they're enthralled, okay? And I think this is, you know, this is cool and all to some certain extent, but, you know, because I think this is allowing you to start anew. Be patient with yourself, but start something new. And I think that's where the possible struggle comes in, and the, you know, feeling that there's something that's either lacking, and dealing with the missing, right? Dealing with what was lost from the past. Because it looks like this person is completely like immersing themselves in the experience while you're kind of taking a little bit of a step back. You're starting new, but you're not fully in it, if that makes sense. Okay, you have a new perspective that you're working with. You know, you've got clarity in your truth. You know who you are. You know what you want. You know what your new moral code is, and it's honestly about walking along that line, as well as along the line of implementing that perspective, as well as starting something new in a relationship, or even connecting with somebody, being emotionally vulnerable with somebody, communicating your emotions with someone, you know, or even understanding your own emotions, right? Because the pages, they could be small beginnings, but, you know, they're not necessarily big, but they can become huge. And I think this is more of like a, you know, the temperance energy is very, you know, balance oriented, very harmonious, not pushy, not pulley. They're just like a good balance of everything, and they're not looking to force anything. So it looks like you're not necessarily forcing anything. You're just being at this moment. You're just being yourself. You're just expressing yourself. You're just showing your true nature. And I think that's the best part, especially when it comes to the two messages that we got in the very beginning. But the reason I feel like this person here is very much in their own, you know, is very fantasy and very rose-tinted glasses with this kind of relationship, because of the Six of Cups. This cups can indicate some rose-tinted glasses here, and the Seven of Cups is very fantasy. You know, it doesn't have to be real. A lot of the stuff that's being presented, a lot of this, you know, the Seven of Cups could be that this is too good to be true. So I may believe that, but they're looking at the past when it comes to this relationship, or they're treating this relationship like it's a past relationship, or the time of innocence. They're being very, I don't want to say they're being naive, but they're being very, you know, yeah, like I said, whimsical. They're not really seeing this relationship as, you know, as a hard step forward. I think they've kind of completely enthralled it. But I think some of them too also kind of feel like this relationship is too good to be true to some extent. And it's because they were, and then the way they're acting is somewhat reminding you of the past. Even it's triggering you in a way, because this is reminding you of past relationships, which is why it's probably hard, you know, hard for you to completely jump on into this, because you want to take it slow if somebody's showing you a piece of the past that you may have, you know, you may not have looked at for a while. But at the same time, this person's got the Six of Cups. This person's taking this relationship, and they're really, you know, they're really innocent about it. They're very, they're really innocent about it. Let me go ahead and pull an extra card for this. What is the Six of Cups here in the present? Why do they have the Six of Cups in the present for why they're presenting themselves as this? The Seven of Cups. Jeez. A fantasy, man. This could be dreams. Somebody could be dreaming of connecting with their ex. Maybe you are dreaming of this, and this is them connecting with you via dream. Okay? The reason why the Six of Cups is why they present themselves is because of the Seven of Cups. This person's dreaming. This person is dreaming. Not dreaming and like closing their eyes and constantly like on sleepwalker mode, but this person is trying to figure out what is their heart's desire, because I don't think they have one. For some of them, they're trying to put themselves in a situation, or they're trying to, you know, dream again, if that makes sense. Because look at the Judgment card is the reason why they are the way they are and think the way they think. This is an opportunity that they didn't see possible happening again, perhaps. You know, this is a second chance for them, a second opportunity, an opportunity to do something differently. And I think this is what they're doing, to do something differently by immersing themselves in dreams and in fantasy, and truly living the experience as much as they can. It's interesting that they have this kind of energy coming up. Why is the Seven of Cups coming up in their mental? Like, why are they coming into this relationship with the Seven of Cups? The High Priestess. It's a dream. This is a dream for them. Like, I don't know if it's a dream come true though. That's not what I'm trying to say. I think it's more of like they're trusting their intuition. They're not sure. I think they just see this relationship is too good to be true, and even though it's almost like similar to you, almost I'm getting now, not completely 100% immersed in the relationship. They know that there's another opportunity, but the past is still what's keeping them from completely crossing over to accepting the fact that there's 2 cups that still remain from whatever happened between you two in the past. Because look at this, the 7 of cups and the high priestess, to me, it's like somebody's just trying to see past the smoke and mirrors. They're going with their intuition and trying to trust intuition in regards to this relationship, because they feel like this relationship shows, is all glitz and glamour and nothing. Something's going on. Like, something feels like they don't truly trust what's being presented to them. But you're being the one that's you're coming into it trying to be open-minded and trying to take steps, maybe even planning to communicate and talking to this person and being more open. But either way, it's going to take time for you both to adjust to this energy, because you guys are both coming out of a situation perhaps that has started over. The thing is too, since we have reveal your truth here and see yourself in nature, this person may not be completely showing their true self. That's another thing too. Even though this is a soulmate, the 6 of Cups is showing this right here. I think the 7 of Cups is like somebody's not truly, showing their true colors, showing their true self. And the High Priestess can indicate that too. I think the whole thing with this whole entire thing is that everybody's trying to adjust with the fact that there is something that has been solvable from this relationship, and it's hard to continue to move forward when they don't feel like there's true support and true realness with this. Like, there's a struggle to become honest with each other. It's a struggle to let go of the past so that the way they can show their true selves. And it's partly probably because they haven't healed from it yet. You know what I mean? But reveal your truth. This person is definitely, at least to me, kind of keeping this, they're not quite sure who they are either, I don't think. Wow. And you guys have forgiveness. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Something from the past is what's keeping everything at bay, keeping this person especially. And I think it's even keeping you at a certain level, keeping this person at arm's length. But forgiveness, nothing can be gained by holding on to past disappointments, and that's what's going on this time around, fam. I think the past is really causing a factor. It's only because it's a struggle to have this relationship again. It's a difficult energy. Judgment is, because it's ruled by Pluto. It's a very serious energy. And considering that you guys both have experienced loss, either together or separate, this is you guys getting back into the game with this person, both with a new person. Both of you guys are getting back into the game with it, and it's going to require you to move on from the past, because the way they're living is as if they're still living in the past, which is what they're presenting to you. And it could be that their dream came true, but the point of it all is with the 7 of Cups in their mental, in the High Priestess there, it's like there's something not being clear. There's something unclear, and I feel like they're there to just get more information, because they don't believe that this is all the way true. I think they're trying to trust their intuition with this. They don't really know what's going on. They're kind of confused. They don't really feel like they are buying it, but they're just not sure if this is reality. But they're definitely trying their best. That's for sure. Same as you. But the communication thing and being honest with yourself and expressing yourself in the way that you do, not having any filters, that's going to help this person relax, or help this person see through the smoke and mirrors. Because I think they think there is something just like gimmicky about this, but there's nothing going on that's actually, because you're coming from a place of honesty and truth. And this person is like, I got a new opportunity, but how much is this opportunity is real?